My name is Sarah. Standing in the middle of my wedding reception, surrounded by laughter and celebration, I should be on top of the world. But as I look around at the empty space where my family should be, a wave of sadness and anger washes over me. It all started 2 weeks before my big day when my phone buzzed with a call from my mother, Linda. Linda has always been the type to make a big deal out of everything. She calls me every day with some new emergency that needs my immediate attention. This time, she said my sister, Emily, had something important to tell me about the wedding and I needed to come over right away. I tried to resist, but it was easier to give in than fight. As I drove to my parents' house, I couldn't help but feel a sense of dread. I knew Emily's surprises usually ended up with me feeling left out and unimportant. When I arrived, the house smelled like chocolate cake, Emily's favorite. I followed my mother into the living room and froze. There, in front of the mirror, stood Emily in a floor-length white gown that looked exactly like a wedding dress. My mother beamed with pride and said it was perfect for leading me down the aisle. I was shocked and confused. I couldn't understand why they would think it was appropriate for Emily to wear white to my wedding. When I voiced my concerns, my mother's expression hardened and she said Emily deserved a special moment. She'd been through so much emotionally. It was then that I realized this wasn't just about the dress. It was about a lifetime of being the family scapegoat. I remembered all the times my parents had favored Emily over me. Like when I was 10 and my mother served chocolate cake instead of strawberries on my birthday because Emily was picky. Or when I brought home straight A's and received a $20 bill while Emily got a $150 shopping spree for her C's and D's. I looked at Emily and saw the same smug smile she always had when she got what she wanted. She said it wasn't technically a wedding dress, just bridal adjacent. But I knew better. I told her I didn't want her wearing white to my wedding, and my mother accused me of being selfish. I felt like I was being erased, like my needs and feelings didn't matter. But then my phone rang. It was my fiancé, Alex. When I told him what was happening, he didn't hesitate. He said he was coming to get me, and this ended now. For the first time in my life, someone stood up for me without hesitation. Alex listened as I poured out all the old wounds and betrayals. He told me what my family was doing to me was psychological abuse. At first, I didn't want to believe it. I thought they were just a normal family with favorites. But as he spoke, the truth crashed over me like a wave. We decided we needed a strategy. Alex called his brother, Ryan, who was in the security business. Ryan's expertise helped us come up with a plan to set boundaries and consequences. We hired professional security, communicated with the venue about potential disruptions, and created a strict guest list and dress code. Over the next few days, my family bombarded me with calls and texts. They tried to guilt-trip me into changing my mind. My mother said I was overreacting and ruining my relationship with my sister. But I stood firm. On the day of the wedding, everything seemed to be going smoothly until my father called. He said Emily was wearing a white dress and the security guards wouldn't let her in. He accused me of making the family look bad. I was heartbroken. I realized my father knew she was planning this all along. But I didn't back down. I decided to walk down the aisle alone. As I took my first step, I felt a sense of empowerment. I was finally choosing myself. When I saw Alex waiting for me at the altar, all my doubts and fears melted away. But then, Emily's scream cut through the music. Everyone turned to see her at the entrance, wearing the white dress and being blocked by security. My mother was furious, and my father looked helpless. Alex and Ryan quickly took control and had them escorted out. Uncle Tom, who had always been on my side, stepped forward and offered to walk me the rest of the way. As we made our way to the altar, I felt a sense of relief. The truth was out, and I didn't have to pretend anymore. During the reception, our friends and new family members surrounded us with love and support. They told me how proud they were of me for standing up for myself. Alex never left my side, and his presence gave me the strength to get through the day. As the night wound down, we slipped away to our honeymoon suite. The room was filled with roses and candles, a perfect escape. But as I sat on the bed in my wedding dress, all the emotions I had been holding back came pouring out. Alex just sat beside me, holding my hand, and told me I was safe. 6 months later, I'm sitting on my living room sofa, looking at the photos from our European honeymoon. My phone rings, but I don't flinch. It's just a phone now. Alex brings me a cup of coffee and kisses my forehead. We talk about my work and life is good. Then I get an email from my father. It's brief and awkward, and he still doesn't acknowledge what happened at the wedding. Later, my friend Lily comes over for dinner and tells me Emily is engaged. Once, this would have set me into a panic, but now I feel a sense of calm. I wish her happiness, but I know I can't be part of it. As I look around at the life I've built with Alex, surrounded by friends who love and support me, I realize I've finally found the family I need. It may not be the one I was born into, but it's the one I've chosen. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.